I want to be a soldier. A big part of me is thinking, you know, I've got to take this picture. I'm Corporal Adrian Harlen. I'm an army photographer. Previously I used to be in the Royal Artillery. I did that for about 9 years. Once I realised there was an actual trade in the army, you can actually go out and be a photographer. I thought, fantastic, you know, go and do this job and get paid to do your hobby. You know, what better way to live? Well, this is our first big operation since we went into theatre with 4-2 Commando, and it was a diversionary operation just above Sangin itself in the Sangin Valley. On the horizon there, you might be able to just pick out some lights. That's actually tracer going in into a compound where the Taliban were, and you can see there a Marine firing a mortar. Before we even got to Sangin to take on the Taliban, we drove through a minefield, or several minefields. We had 9 casualties that night. It was scary stuff, really. We was all travelling in convoy, and the vehicle behind us actually hit an anti-tank mine that we'd driven over and blew up. You know, that was quite scary. We had three vehicles and 9 casualties. Here you can see on this image that you know, it could be just on a range somewhere, but it's not. We're getting rounds fly at us, and obviously we're putting down suppressive fire as well. I mean, you've got all the noise and the action going on, and I'm just trying to portray that in one photo, one silent photo. It's quite difficult. I'm mainly thinking at the time, you know, I hope I don't get shot. I'm there to try and get the story across, what our troops are doing out on the ground, and what sort of situations they're getting in, and it's up to me to try and get that image. You see the soldiers there with fingers in their ears, but I'm standing there in full view of everybody, standing upright, you know, taking a picture, not being able to put my fingers in my ears or take cover or anything, and because I really wanted this image. What I could do is just stand behind a wall, you know, put the camera up in the air, take loads of photos, hope I get a decent shot, but that's not going to be the case. You know, I need to be there behind the camera, you know, where the action is to get the shots that I need. On one particular occasion, we went into a known Taliban stronghold, and we was told to fix bayonets before we went in. So my rifle was permanently in front of me, and my camera was slung around my back. Fairly soon, early into the operation, after we'd been through a couple of compounds, we realised that all the Taliban had run away. So it was that point that, you know, I could swap around, put my rifle behind my back, and get my camera out. You go around the ground for weeks on ends, living off rations, which are fairly monotonous, but it just slowly just grinds you down. You've got all the dust, the heat is a major issue. You have to drink 7 litres a day, you know, if not more, 9 litres if you're working hard. And you're out on the ground. You look at that photo there, he's basically in a rat run, going through a small village. In the winter that would be full of water, and it'll basically be like a sewer. So you can imagine the stench coming off of there now, and we're having to take cover in it. It's very difficult. This photograph here is of the Royal Anglians firing their mortars. I didn't think anything of it at the time when I was taking this photograph, but once I got back in off the ground and I pushed this photograph out to all the various news agencies, I soon found that it was widely used. Indeed, the Telegraph used it on the front page, and I had a front page of another couple of magazines, and I just felt so relieved that my stuff was actually being pushed out, and that's what a photographer needs to know, whether his stuff is being used or not. So it was a great morale booster for myself. Right, here we have the combat camera team. This photo was taken on the last day of our last operation. Quite a sad day, really, to know that it was our last operation together. What I most remember is the team being under fire, the camaraderie, the smell of the place, the heat. From a professional photographer point of view, I found it absolutely outstanding. Truthfully, I think it's probably going to be the pinnacle of my career. Where else am I going to get the opportunity like this to go out and get this sort of imagery?